The Man in the Cloak, Part 5. The Ritual That Failed. The boy did not release the dagger. His grip tightened as the shadow stretched across the doorway. The dark-cloaked man stood there again, closer than ever before, but something was different this time. The boy did not feel frozen. He did not feel powerless. He felt aware. The presence inside him stirred, rising to meet what stood outside. For a brief moment, the two forces recognized each other. The air grew heavy. The walls seemed to close in. Even the faint glow of fire in the room dimmed, as though something unseen was draining it. The boy took a step forward, not back, forward, and that was when the elders burst in. "Stop!" One of them shouted. The moment shattered. The shadow at the doorway vanished instantly, gone as if it had never been there. The weight lifted, but not completely. The boy remained standing, the dagger still in his hand, his breathing steady. Too steady. The elders froze when they saw him, not because of the dagger, but because of his eyes. There was no fear left in them, only something deeper, something older. "He's too far gone," one of the elders whispered. "No," another said quickly. "Not yet." They moved fast, grabbing him, pulling the dagger from his grip. It resisted for a moment, as if it didn't want to let go, but eventually, it slipped free. The boy didn't fight back. He didn't struggle. He simply watched them, like he was waiting to see what they would do next. That night, the ritual began, deep within the forest, at the marked tree, the place where it all started. The villagers gathered in silence, forming a wide circle around the clearing. Torches burned low, their flames flickering uneasily as if reacting to something just beyond sight. The boy was placed at the center, his hands bound loosely, not to restrain him, but to keep him still. The dagger was set before him, resting against the roots of the marked tree. The symbol carved into the bark seemed darker now, deeper. As though time had not worn it down, but fed it. The elders stood at the edge of the circle, their voices low as they began to chant, ancient words, older than the village, older than memory. The forest reacted immediately. The wind rose suddenly, rushing through the trees in sharp, uneven bursts. Leaves trembled violently. Branches creaked under invisible pressure, but beneath it all, that unnatural silence began to return. The boy lifted his head slowly. "You shouldn't be doing this," he said. His voice was calm, too calm. The chanting continued, stronger now, more desperate. The symbol on the boy's arm began to glow faintly, at first, soft, then brighter. The lines shifted beneath his skin, moving, reforming. The boy winced slightly, but did not cry out. "They don't understand," he said quietly, and this time, the voice that followed, was not entirely his own. "They never do." The wind stopped, instantly. The torches dimmed, and from the edge of the clearing, a figure appeared, the dark-cloaked man, standing just beyond the circle, watching, waiting. The elders faltered, but did not stop. "Continue." One of them shouted. The chanting rose again, louder now, pushing against the growing pressure in the air. The boy's head tilted slightly. "You think this will remove it?" he asked. No one answered, because no one truly believed it would. But they had to try. The dagger began to shake, not from the wind, from something deeper. The ground beneath it cracked slightly, as if reacting to its presence. The boy's hands tightened against the bindings, not struggling, responding. The symbol on his arm burned brighter now, its glow casting faint shadows across his skin. And then, another presence entered, the light-cloaked man. He appeared behind the boy, closer than ever before. His presence cut through the darkness like a blade. For a moment, everything held still. The two cloaked figures faced each other across the circle, the boy between them. The dagger trembling at his feet. The chanting reached its peak, and then, everything broke. The boy screamed, not in pain, in conflict. His body jerked forward as the bindings snapped like thin threads. The dagger lifted from the ground, floating, suspended between both cloaked figures. The air twisted violently. The trees bent inward, their branches stretching unnaturally toward the center of the clearing. The symbol on the tree began to glow. Brighter, stronger, alive. The elders stepped back in fear. "This is wrong." One of them shouted, but it was too late. The boy stood now, unbound, unsteady, caught between something he could not control. The dagger spun slowly in the air. Pulled in two directions, the dark-cloaked man stepped forward. The light-cloaked man moved instantly. And this time, they clashed. Not like before, not subtle, not restrained. The moment their forces met, the world fractured. The ground split beneath the boy's feet, the air shattered like glass. The forest stretched and distorted as if reality itself could no longer hold its shape. The boy fell to his knees, gripping his head as voices filled his mind, not one, not two, but many, echoes of something ancient, something broken. Stop this! The boy shouted, but no one was listening, because this was no longer about him, this was about them. The balance had been broken. The dagger dropped suddenly, striking the ground with a force that sent a shockwave through the clearing. Everything went still, completely still. The cloaked figures vanished, the wind died, the light from the torches steadied, the forest returned. But something was wrong. The boy looked up slowly. The clearing had changed, the trees were different, the air felt unfamiliar. The elders were gone, the village, gone, replaced by something else, shapes, structures, unfamiliar, impossible. The boy stood slowly, his breath uneven. What happened? No answer came, only silence, but not the same silence as before. This one felt distant, disconnected, like he no longer belonged to it. The mark on his arm pulsed once more, and somewhere, far beyond what he could see, two cloaked figures stood again, watching, waiting, because the ritual had not ended the curse, it had done something far worse, it had broken time. Stay tuned for the next episode.